Morning from me. It's a cold and miserable morning this morning. It's just starting to like spit about a bit, and I was going to vaccinate these and put it on. I've even brought my video camera down. Do you know what I mean? I thought, well, I'll set video camera up in front of the loft. And I was asking a kid last night who'll become a friend of mine, and he was telling me what to do on that YouTube channel and load it up from there. And anyway, it's all got a bit technical, but there you go. We're getting there. So I've just let young ones out. Odin's ain't been out yet. And this is it. They've had a fly around. That wood pigeon just gone over them. Look, never bothered them. They've had a fly. They've been down. And now they're just picking about a bit. I filled the baths up because it's starting to spit about with rain. Some are on there. Them two are even on my mate's shed. They're all pairing up, you see. You know what I mean? If we hadn't have had this virus, you know, I train mine approximately 14 weeks old anyway. I like to get them trained before they get too old, really, and stop trying to lay. And I think there's a stage where you can teach pigeons like kids, innit? Kids learn earlier than we do. You tried to teach me something, I'm a bit thick, and I think that's what ends up with these. And I think this year, God I hope it isn't, but I think there'll be a lot of young bird losses because we can't get them trained now. You know what I mean? And I mean, these are cooing around, pairing up, and they should have been trained, but we can't. And that's what we dealt with. So I hope everybody this year helps each other, because it's going to be hard. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's really going to have to help each other this year. Try and get young ones back to each other. You know what I mean? And get them sent up on a race point, maybe, or even just give them. You know, not giving them away because we don't want them. We're giving them away because it's just going to be hard getting them all back. I know it's the same every year. You know, if you breed 16, you got 40 reported, it's a lot of money. But this year, I think it's just going to be that bit harder. So I think everybody ought to everybody ought to be pulled together. Do you know what I mean? And help each other. Because, like I say, I hope they're in, but I think there'll be bad young bird losses. But anyway, nothing we can do about it. There's a little black one, and I moved it yesterday. It's got in that tree. It'll come down. It went up with these. I was all walking around. I think it's them crows that did them. There's 3 crows up there. But it'll come back. Well, they've got 2 chances, haven't they? That's what I like to see with young ones. You know, if they do see something, you know, there's them 3 crows. I know what's up with them. There's 3 crows. They don't mind the jackdaws so much. It's when them big crows come over in. It tends to scare them a bit. But what I was going to say, what I like about some of them, they run into the loft then. You know, you heard the bob wires going. That becomes their sanctuary. And I think that's what you've got to try and get into them and all. You know, it's all right being outside, but that loft's safe. That's got to get that into them. The flew in there, into them bob wires. Ooh, that's the safety. Because that, you know, that is what is safe for them. And you've got to get that into them. And when them crows come, a lot took up, but a lot went in. You know what I mean? But as you can see, mine never pick around. I know people don't like birds picking around. You know what I mean? But my loft in there, it's got the deep litter. And they can't catch out in there. They're never ever going to get coccidiosis out of my loft. They're never ever going to get worms, because nothing will live in that deep litter. It's as dry as bloody dry. In fact, I'll walk in. It really is dry. I mean, it wants topping up. It wants some more wood shavings, but getting some is another thing. I might have to go to a couple of pet shops, but it's an essential journey, and I don't want the coppers picking me up. Where are you going, son? I'm going to get some wood shavings for my pigeons. Here you have 60 quid. Do you know what I mean? So, it's all right as it is. I just want to show you how dry it is. I mean, I've got straw as well, because, I mean, in Odin's, Now then, Big Grizz, you ain't come out, are you? You ain't come out, Big Grizz. But I bet you found the water, ain't you? And what I want to show you, look, it's dry. That's as dry as dry. You know what I mean? It's wood shavings over there, this and poo, and I just rake it about. Lovely, that big grizzle. You're twice the size of some of these others, aren't you? He was bigger than his mother when I moved him. But he's going to be a mountain of a pigeon. But all Everybody seems to have a thing about poo. It's all alright. Do you know what I mean? But what I was saying is they'll never catch note out there. There'll never be worms out like that. I mean, this is another thing I'll probably show people. That's my solar power controller. That's just a car battery on there at the minute. Me leisure battery's in the other shed. I just put that up there to charge it, really, that was all. That's like my backup. Because when the ETS comes, it comes along here and the wires then go to the battery. But that's charging at 12.4 because there ain't hardly any sun. It usually charges at 14 point something. I've got another one of them to put in my shed across there because I can get an inverter and maybe have a telly or something. Do you know what I mean? But these are all Odins, as you know. I'll go back. That's a door. You know, when I come in the front doors, that's the front doors. I'm into this 4-foot section. You know, it wants tidying. Don't get mad at me. I mean, I'm not going to put no airs and graces on. This is it. What you see here is what you get. Then I slide that door. Right? And then I'm up the corridor then for me old birds. When I let these ends out, this window, it should have been open anyway, that one. I always had that open. That was only on a bit of wire. No airs and greases. And it sits like that during day. Till they get the air in and that. They're in there. Hello, sweetheart. Come on then. Come on, girl. What's the matter with you? Hey, hey, good girl. And they sit like that. I know there's one in corner on eggs. It's because I usually black them off. It stops them pairing, but obviously there's no racing. So I've got a bit latsy with these. So that would then be one end section. I didn't have enough ends this year. This is the cock section. These are yearling cocks. Because I had a lot of them left last year. I did go through them, and that's what I thought, well, I can't get rid of any more. And then these are my 2-year-old cocks in here. There is a couple of yearlings in here. They're late bred. That pike cock, he's a late bred. I was going to give him away, but then you hear always stories, they didn't transfer it, it got reported to me and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so he ended up staying here. So they're my 2-year-olds. Hey, boys, you're not going out yet? No. And that's short, so they go out through there. Same as it would be 2 end sections, if you know what I mean. This would be hens at this end and hens at that end, cocks in the middle. I haven't got round to that yet because obviously it's only this had been my 3rd year. So I haven't got round to that. This year I will, you know, next year kind of thing. And then these will be cocks and hens will be each side. So there'll be 1 lot of cocks, 2 lot of hens. Gives you a lot of permutations, what you want to do with your bods, how you want to fly them, jealousy, roundabout, full widowed, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just gives you a lot of permutations. And like I say, and then this is just coming back into my 4-foot bit. And then I've got this bit that slides, and that goes into young birds. And it'd be the same. There's a corridor on straight down there. Them doors fold. Then I've got a 4-foot section in the middle, 6-foot section here, and a 6-foot section at the other end. And then I can split these up. You know what I mean? I could have hens, cocks, and they always trap through the middle bit. You know, the trap's there. You've seen the trap before. I'll just give you another show just for people who haven't watched it before. These are my front aviaries. That'll come up. There's a slide on there, and I can block all them off. But at the minute, everything's hopping. That shuts like that. You know what I mean? And that would open me aviary, open me corridor, and that's my trap. So they trap into that 4-foot section. That's the young ones down. I can hear them. I don't want to hear me because they'll come in. I've just filled the baths up, so I want to have a bath. Well, if it's going to spit about with rain, they usually have a good bath in the rain, don't they? You all know. I'm not trying to teach you all how to suck eggs. You know what I mean? They will have a good bath in the rain. Hi, kiddos. Hello, kiddos. You're not used to me coming out there, are you, when you come down? I tell you what, it's hard work doing everything one-handed. Bloody Nora. So there they are. There's mine. Hey, come in. Hey. Hey, come in. Where's my little mate? I've got a little Slatey, and he usually comes to me. But they're always the same, innit, when you start filming. If you're filming something, some will never do what they usually do. Do you know what I mean? But nice, I like them. Nice team of young ones. I think I've got too many. I was going to let a few go, you see, but with all this, it's put a bugger on it. But anyway, we have what we have. Right, so I'll shut this and put it on, and I'm sorry there isn't a lot of information on it, but I will do. You know, I was going to sit there and vaccinate and put the camera here, but it's a bit mucky weather, so. And then I'm going to do one about medication or not medication. I mean, I'm a big believer in treating for canker. Staffan Reed did, so I just did what he did. When I met him twice, and people going out Flugel. Flugel's like a drug for women with thrush, but if you get it as metronidazole, it's cheaper. You can get it in big tubs of metronidazole. It's the same thing. Flugel is like a name for the drug that does women. So, but we'll talk about that another time. I can even show you tubs. I've got some couple of tubs of it in me shed there, and it's a quarter of a tablet I give them. But we'll talk about that another time. Okay, catch you all later. Ta-da, people.